Champion aus dem Jahre 2017, hat eine tolle WM gespielt mit dem Erreichen des Viertelfinals. Der Kerl hat Träume. Er ist der Dreammaker Dimitri van den Bergh.
Dimitri van den Bergh, the World Youth Champion, making his typically understated entrance on the stage for the European Darts Open here in Leverkusen, taking on the new look Diet Ron Meulenkamp, a bomb with significantly smaller payload than it was just a year ago. But playing the best darts of his life over the last few months, Ron Meulenkamp. You say the same for Dimitri van den Bergh. Some real world-class stuff that propelled him to that World Youth Championship title. Both men have made quarterfinals on the Pro Tour already this year. And looking for a big weekend here in Germany. They came through the European qualifiers last night. It was a world champion who was beaten in a decisive game by Ron Meulenkamp. He saw Christian Kist, while Dimitri overcame Gert Nengers, the bookie's place in the first round proper. And the winner of this one will take on the number 5 seed and the Grand Prix champion, a man who got his first win in the Premier League last night in Glasgow, Daryl Gurney. Alongside me, Rob Malarkey has replaced Paul Nicholson in the commentary box, as it's the Bomb and the Dreammaker fighting out in round 1.
Yeah, looking forward to this, Dan. Have been for the bulk of the day. It was one of the matches that we singled out earlier on when looking at the pick of the fixtures in the evening session. As you say, both players in good shape at this moment in time.
First leg run to throw first. Game on!
World Youth Champion, World Championship quarter-finalist as well. Dimitri van den Bergh gave Rob Cross a very, very good run. And, well, on another day, and with a bit more fortune, it could have worked out for the Belgian on that occasion. The rest is history, of course.
Van
den Bergh 4-1 down against Rob Cross in that match, winning 9 of the next 11 legs to take it to a decider. Cross just getting over the line. But you say, Meulenkamp as well burst into the semi-finals in recent towards the end of last year on the European Tour, and he's maintained that pedigree. And he comes into this, I mean, he's got a tough draw here, but if he comes through this, he could well give Gurney a bit of a run for his money tomorrow night.
I think either of these guys are quite capable of giving Daryl Gurney a game. Obviously Gurney will be the favourite whomever he faces, but been very, very impressed with
43.
how both of these guys have taken some steps forward in their career over the last calendar year. Ron, I mean, it's dramatic, his weight loss. He had a gastric band fitted, but he's doing exercise and everything, and he looks better, he feels better. It's coincided with him playing better darts. I know Rod Harrington's not here, but he'd be banging that drum all day long.
96.
If he was.
And you require 161.
He's just made that a bit awkward to go for the 19, so he's going to go back up to the 20s, I think.
Yeah.
83.
So very successfully.
Squeezed it into the top left-hand corner. Meulenkamp in good shape here to take the opening leg on his throw, with van den Bergh on 2-2-2, although van den Bergh is a player who can put pressure on sometimes when you least expect it as well. He seems to go off the boil and then burst back into life. 20 for tops then.
Big step over to the right for Ron Meulenkamp there.
58.
and unable to find his way through. Might have just caught the flight anyway. We'll just see if Dimitri can take this out. Needs to find a treble. Now needs the ball.
97.
Now Ron stands a long way over to the left-hand side. Absolutely miles over to the left. This is about as far away on the dartboard as you can get this target.
Game Sean, the
But he finds it.
leg. Run Meulenkamp. Second leg, Dimitri to throw first. Game on.
That will settle him down if he was feeling any nerves beforehand. I don't think he was. He looked pretty cool as he made his way onto the stage. He made only 2 appearances on the European circuit last year. He had a first-round defeat in Sindelfingen in May prior to that run to the semis in Riesa, where he beat Michael Smith in the second round as well. That's when the campaign really got going. Josh Payne was seen off in round 3. Dennis Nielsen, remember him, quarter-finalist, was the next victim before Peter Wright accounted for him in the semi-finals. Ron the Bomb, by the way, averaged over 105 in that match against Peter Wright. Hit more 180s, had the biggest checkout and still lost.
Yeah, I think that weekend was a big announcement from Ron Meulenkamp about just what he's capable of doing. You can see, I made that point in the first leg about him standing a long way over to the left-hand side. And you can see that's why his darts kick over, because he's throwing it from way over on the left, and it does, and it can be a help, it can be a hindrance, depending on which part of the bed he's put his dart. But it can end up covering a lot of the bed, which is why that dart at double 10 in the first leg was a particularly good one, because I don't think he made it easy for himself after the first one.
Meulenkamp as well involved in, for me, one of the matches of the year so far, I thought, at the UK Open against John Park. 10-9. Meulenkamp led 3-1, 5-3, 7-5, 9-7, led all the way. But John Park rolled back the years to bounce back and take the final 3 legs. Ron missed a match dart at tops as well in that one.
Keeps him interested in this leg. Dimitri may only get 1 dart for it. It is only going to be 1 dart. And that's no real guide for the double.
32.
There's the danger.
On you require 115.
So tops for a 2-0 lead.
75. Dimitri, you require 32.
Unable to make the most of that. Bergh breathes again here, takes a moment just before he steps up.
Game Sean, the second leg. Dimitri van den Bergh. Third leg, Ron to
16 darter, nothing wrong with that. The young Belgian, who we are expecting could be playing in the World Cup of Darts with Kim Huybrechts this year, may dislodge Ronnie. Kim's older brother is the Belgian number 2. We shall see. Certainly been playing darts that suggest he could go a long way. I mean, the run at the World Championship was excellent, but he'd been threatening to do that sort of thing for a while. I say the World Youth Championship, he was excellent. The final against Josh Payne, a magnificent display. Did not give Josh a look in. But he has had a couple of defeats at the hands of Ron Meulenkamp, including the only time they met this year, and it was a heavy defeat as well. Ron won that 6-1 in the UK Open qualifiers. It was a first round tie. They're regular opponents in qualifying for these Euro Tour events. 1 win in those for Ron, 2 for Dimitri. It's 4-2 overall to Dimitri, so he does have the better of him. There you go, there's Kim Huybrechts with his wife Dana.
And Max Hopp was also sat there as well.
Looking slightly glum, understandably.
Yeah, after his 6-4 defeat by Jamie Hughes earlier.
I've seen Max back playing some decent stuff, though. Kyle Anderson there as well. Kyle Anderson, Kim Huybrechts, the same management stable as Dimitri van den Bergh. I think Ron Meulenkamp might be part of the same management group.
59.
Not really caught fire this match so far. Early days. Crowd providing a steady backdrop of noise here.
Yeah, Dimitri's not got his scoring going, has he? He's become a very big, maybe not as many 180s as some of the big hitters in the world, but I tell you, it's a lot of 174s and 177s. Dimitri Van den Bergh does switch down the board very well. When we saw him playing at the World Series of Darts finals, Dimitri, in back-to-back ton-plus averages, and was hitting, you know, 3 treble visits for fun. That's no help to him. Just opens the door, because ton 40 for Ron the Bomb would leave him on tops.
Van den Bergh just about the favourite here, though. He is looking to break the Meulenkamp throw, but Meulenkamp does get the 140 that he was after.
Great
lovely first dart from Dimitri Van den Bergh. Back over to 18s.
68.
Does like that double 18, does Dimitri. Doesn't help him out on this occasion, and this for a 3rd consecutive hold of throw.
Game shot.
That's what we've got.
Ron Meulenkamp, full flag, Dimitri.
Well, Dimitri Van den Bergh last year on the European Tour never made it to the quarterfinals of any of the Euro Tour events he actually qualified for. He made the 3rd round on 3 occasions, one of them being here in Leverkusen at the European Darts Open when it was held in the summertime. Was to go in price in the last 16 that day, 6-3 in the 3rd round action. Also made the 3rd round in the German Open and also in Gibraltar as well.
Well, the strange thing about Dimitri is that even though last year he was making these big strides forward in his senior career, he's got a peerless youth record. The development tour, he's just owned the development tour for a good few years. He's won in excess of 10 titles in the development / youth tour / challenge tour in its various incarnations over the last few years. But most of his success has come on the European tour in the senior ranks, because he didn't do enough to make the UK Open any year until this year. The Players' Championship finals, where he went and won the World Youth Championship, he didn't do enough on the Pro Tour and the Players' Championship events to make that. And yet, he was doing so well in the European Tour. I mean, it should be a very similar equation. Same players he coming up against. But maybe he is a big stage player. Maybe he just likes being on the big stages. It brings the best out of him, and it's one of those 174s that Dimitri's so proficient at hitting.
And it leaves that double 18 that he was targeting last time as well.
Which you require 36.
Not a problem yet for Dimitri Van den Bergh, but it will be if he misses at the next visit. Dimitri Van den Bergh playing with a degree of comfort as well, given the financial security he's established for himself recently. £68,000 he's earned since the start of November. Made the last 8 of the World Series finals as well. Double 9 he finds.
Dimitri Van den Bergh. 5th leg run to throw.
4 successive holes of throw, 2 legs apiece. On we go. This is panning out pretty much the way we expected. Difficult to call from the word go. Case to be made for either. Yeah, and on the evidence of what we've seen so far, very little between them.
Yeah, he'll be frustrated with his finishing though at the minute, Dimitri.
83.
Well, he'd be frustrated with his whole game, really. But finishing in particular, you can see the first 9 averages absolutely nowhere near what we expect.
One on 40.
But Dimitri just 2 out of 9 on the doubles, and we saw Vincent van der Voort paid the price for that in the opening game of the evening. Marco Canceller seeing him off.
140.
Still searching for a first 180 in this one.
$91. $60. Ron, you require 170.
No need to go for it then, so Ron Meulenkamp wouldn't surprise me if he just pounds that treble 20, or at least tries to. You can stay there and then set it up. Oh, well, we'll never know.
134.
And now it's Meulenkamp's turn to leave himself double 18. So it looks as though we will have a fifth successive hold of throw here.
100. Ron, you require 36. Game show on the fifth leg.
Well, Ron Meulenkamp keeping his nose in front.
Dimitri to throw first. Game on.
Always a good position to be in when you are in a match of this nature, if you can just keep on edging ahead, forcing your opponent to respond. Sooner or later, maybe the risks will be taken, and maybe that in turn will aid Ron Meulenkamp. It's difficult sometimes in a match like this, but maybe just one of the two players just needs to find an injection of pace from somewhere, maybe here.
180.
Well, Ron Meulenkamp has just fired in the best leg of the match, that 13 darter. He's kicked off with a maximum here, and maybe the bomb is just kicking into life. That is a wild dart from Dimitri van den Bergh, and you can see him just practicing the throw. He's not quite sure what happened. Stolen the darts here, real chance for a first breaker throw.
Especially if Dimitri can't find a treble, but he finds one with his first dart, and he's got plenty of room either side as well. Just a little step to the right-hand side to exploit the gap, but no way through again.
Yeah, I'm not sure staying there was the wise decision from Ron. But the thing is, because he stands so far over to one side, even when it looks like he's blocking a lot of the bed, might seem a little bit more open than somebody like Dimitri, who stood straight down the middle of the board. Decent effort, leaves him on a two-darter. Big moments in this match. Ron was looking good for a break of throw. He still is. He still is. What a checkout this would be.
115.
Unlucky.
Dimitri required 97.
All the approach play was there, couldn't find the double. Van den Bergh still has to take out this 97, which is by no means a gimme, but that's a massive helping hand for tops. Beautifully done by Dimitri van den Bergh. Just when it was in danger of slipping away from him, he comes up with a two-dart combination for a 97 checkout, and on we go.
Oh, you just see him tapping his temple there, Dimitri. He's responded to that 13 darter from Meulenkamp, the 14 darter of his own, but he knows he was a little bit fortunate not to be broken there. Ton 40, 97 out in two darts. Three very, very solid visits from Dimitri van den Bergh, and hitting the double first dart will be the thing that really has satisfied him there under pressure.
Almost out of camera shot here is Ron. There we go.
140.
The averages have been climbing. They're now in the low to mid 90s. Might just be warming. Up this one.
94.
See, that kicks over so much, but he's so far over to the left that he thinks he's got loads of room, and he evidently has, because he's piled in the next two on the left-hand side.
And in control of this seventh leg as well. We've not had any match go the distance so far today. Some fairly brief encounters in the afternoon
require
session,
81.
but this one could well go to the 11 legs.
Double 16 for an 81 check out and a 12 darter. He missed double 16 for a 12 in the last leg.
49.
And he misses it again, but this time Dimitri's not going to steal it away from him.
Run you require 32. Game shown the 7th leg. Meulenkamp, 8th leg, Dimitri to throw first. Game on.
Very little show of emotion on the face of Meulenkamp. He's playing this one very cool. He's not revealing anything about the way he's feeling right now. Just plodding along, ticking over, going through the motions on the legs and keeping Bergh at arm's length here.
And that is a slip from Dimitri. Again, we'll see Ron try and stay up there, and he does. And that's kind of the advantage he's got with that stance over on the left-hand side. There are disadvantages, obviously. You're not throwing the same distance for every target on the board for a start. And Stephen Bunting is a guy who has similar issues, stood way over to one side.
58.
And he has been weak in certain areas of the board in the past. And you feel that that might be an issue. But when it looks like he's got a bit of a blocker dart, sometimes he can find a way around it.
60.
Meulenkamp had a chance there to pull away. Bergh yet to find a treble in this 8th leg. 7 darts without a treble now. And once
59.
again, a below par visit from Bergh. Now Meulenkamp. 21 points is the cushion, plus these. If he can build something here. Ton 40 would make life difficult for Bergh. It's just a ton again, so Bergh is just about involved here. Needs a big score though, can't afford another visit without a treble. Oh.
3 ones he's hitting this leg.
Well, at last he has found a treble. And there's another one.
50.
A good recovery.
Advantage Meulenkamp though.
This would be the perfect time to break for Meulenkamp. It would leave him throwing first in the next leg as well to throw for the match. And he's down to a finish of 1-4-1 on the Bergh throw. And Bergh once again struggling for big numbers
59.
here. Only 59 score. So 6 darts for Meulenkamp from here for a 5-3 lead. And in a match of this nature, that could well be enough.
$85.
That'll do.
Yeah, leaving 56. So Bergh can just, well, all he can do is put some pressure on here, and even that may not be enough. And once again, he's found the single one.
80. Run you require 56.
Big moment in the match, this, you feel. If it goes, it could well be enough. Tops. Meulenkamp, 2 goes at it, double 10.
36.
Now then.
Dimitri, you require 108.
Well, he got away last time he was throwing, Dimitri Bergh, by taking out a 97 check out after Meulenkamp had missed.
Oh, he's got it.
And he might well take out the 108.
88.
But he's a little short on it.
Run you require 20.
That would have really, really hurt Meulenkamp.
Game
And that
shot
may
on the
well
8th
hurt
leg.
Dimitri Bergh. There is the all-important break in the all-important 8th leg as well. And Meulenkamp now throwing first for the match.
Game on.
And it could be back-to-back wins for Meulenkamp against Dimitri Bergh, the World Youth Champion. Beat him 6-1 in Wigan in February.
Just one Pro Tour quarter-final this year for Dimitri Bergh as well. He had that first-round exit at the UK Open 2 at the hands of Lee Evans. Difficult circumstances for everybody that weekend, I suppose, in some way.
60.
But problems here for Bergh too in this first-round encounter. Just 60 with his first 6 darts again. It was a sluggish start in the last leg, and he's not got out of the blocks here either.
60.
Well, the reaction of Bergh tells you all you need to know there. Too many times that's happened today.
Yeah, there have been a lot of darts, particularly over the last couple of legs,
39.
that have been dragged into the one section, and once again it's a horrific start to a leg for Dimitri Van den Bergh, and Meulenkamp, even just 60 points might well be enough just to pile more pressure on. He's only got 45, but he's still a ton clear.
Yeah, he might get away with a, well, potentially an 18 dart leg might be enough here for Meulenkamp.
And the thing is, Dimitri did raise his game in the middle part of this match, but it coincided with Meulenkamp raising his game, and it's just dropped off a cliff edge again, and Dimitri's average has started plunging down to the mid-80s again, while Ron has maintained his in the 90s, and it tells a story.
60.
It's not been the sort of stuff that we know Ron can throw. It's not been anywhere near his best, but it's been good enough so far in this one. The World Youth Champion might be going out in the very first round. Again, he's pulled it into the wrong segment. Pulling it right.
And Meulenkamp is getting away with these visits of 60 that he's had, and sooner or later, with the big numbers returning to his game, as they have done there. And there's a very, very different complexion on this now. 96 away from a place in round 2 in that meeting with Darryl Gurney tomorrow. Maybe too little too late here from Dimitri Van den Bergh. He's got 180. Just about keeps him alive in this one. Pressure on Meulenkamp all of a sudden. 2 darts away, maybe. Ooh, well, he could have done without that, but he may well recover here with treble 17, not to be.
Well, the first 180 of the match for Dimitri Van den Bergh has given him a chance to break straight back. He was dead and buried in this leg, and it looked to be dead and buried in the match. But if he can find treble 20 here, he's got a lifeline. Can he seize it?
80. Ron, you require 60.
That was the chance, and that would have been devastating for Ron Meulenkamp. It really would. 60 though for Ron the Bomb to secure a place in round 2. Not there yet. Double 10.
Game, shot.
And Ron Meulenkamp turns around and breathes a big, big sigh of relief, coming through with a 6-3 win against the World Youth Champion. A shake of the head from Dimitri Van den Bergh as he shakes the hands of the officials on stage. Simply not his day. He never really recovered from too many sluggish visits in the latter stages of that one. He looked to have raised his game during the midpoint of that match, but even though Ron Meulenkamp had some below par visits late on, it was more than enough. He just about got away with it despite that late rally from Van den Bergh. And Ron Meulenkamp maintains his good run of form, which really started towards the end of last year, carrying on where he left off at the end of 2017. I will grab a few words with Ron Meulenkamp now, as Dimitri Van den Bergh bids farewell to Leverkusen. On the way next, just a reminder, Chris Dobey up against Wayne Jones.
I felt better in the practice room, but I take the win anytime.
Yeah, it's always the same. I mean, the first match on stage is most of the time the most difficult match.
Yeah, it feels like a new beginning of the season, and playing a good friend is always hard, so I'm really, really glad I won this.
How important was reaching the semi-final in Riesa last year for you and for the year 2017?
Yeah, it was really good for me. It gave me confidence, and I lost a lot of weight, and then the performances and being better, it's all part of the story I'm making, and I feel really good.
Yeah. What's the plan for this weekend?
To beat every opponent one at a time.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Ron Meulenkamp sagt, es ist nicht einfach, einen guten Freund zu spielen.